Simpson up to the stand. Now the prosecutors get a chance at Simpson. All I have to do is ask him, did you kill him? And he either lies in court and then gets held in contempt of court, obstruction of justice, blah, 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 is sworn under oath not to lie, or he says, yeah. You can't lie in court.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, Mark Furman.
It wouldn't, yeah, you're right. But it wouldn't matter because he was acquitted. So lying or not wouldn't.
Okay, but let's look at the timeline.
The jury was not allowed to hear testimony concerning Simpson's rumored jailhouse confession to Rosie Greer.
Yeah.
Why was he not allowed to?
It was eavesdropping.
In his 2007 book, If I Did It by Simpson, for all intents and purposes, that's what it was called, confessed. The book describes in detail events leading up to the moment of the murders, but not the actual murders.
Okay.
That's like saying, I'm reaching for the quarter. I'm about to grab the quarter. My hands are cold, because I have a quarter in my hand. But you don't actually say you have a quarter in your hand. The book he literally almost says it in the book.
Did you read the book?
No, but that's what this article says.
I want to read the book.
I don't want to read the book, because that means you have to pay him. But the proceeds from that go to Ron Goldman's family.
Okay, I'll read the book.
Read it.
I will.
I want to read Obama's new book. Off topic.
Very.
Yes.
Okay, so how about we put it this way? Let's look at the timeline.
How come... Okay, sorry. I need to say one more thing.
Okay, go
How
ahead.
come all this evidence came out? Not one other piece of evidence suggested it was anybody else. Nobody else's DNA. The necktie, you're talking about the Colombian?
Okay, so let's put it this way.
What evidence supported the fact that the way he cut them?
The way they were cut. The way...
That goes back to your comment about the size 12.
Okay, so what if it wasn't... what if it wasn't Furman? What if, because the Colombians were very smart as to killing the people they wanted to kill. Okay, I'm just throwing this out there. What if it was them who framed him? They knew... I'm sure 10-1, they knew his history with her.
Why would the Colombians kill her? Did they owe money? I can't imagine she owed enough. Money. Okay, I can't imagine someone who has a coke habit owing enough to get murdered. Maybe if you sold coke... Dude, how much...
Again, we don't know how far she was in with the coke. All we know is she definitely did it. But let's just say they did it. The glove at the crime scene, the blood should have been dried by 5 a.m. if the murder happened.
Which blood should have dried? The pool?
No.
Pool.
At the house crime, OJ's house, that crime scene.
It was dried.
No, it wasn't. When they found it, it was wet. It was damp. It means it was still wet. The blood drops, just those tiny drops, that should have been dried at the house. The blood in the socks. I don't know if the sock was dry or not, but that should have been dried.
But if you stab somebody, it's kind of well known that you get cut in the process. It's kind of like when you shoot somebody, you get GSR all over you. It's undoubtable.
Yeah.
If you stab somebody, if you're cutting somebody like that, your hand slides forward because the body doesn't take it as... I watched a lot of CSI. When you stab somebody, it doesn't go in like you're just stabbing the air like this. The body resents it a little bit and doesn't let it in, so your hand slides forward, and you almost always get cuts on your fingers or the base of your hand. He had those on his right and left hand.
They weren't deep enough for knives.
That's not for me to say.
That's what they said.
Then where did they come from?
They claimed it was defensive wounds.
Defensive of what?
But where was...
Fight?
No. The prosecution or someone that was going like that, he did it. They claimed that it was defensive wounds. But if that was defensive wounds, why did they not find a skin underneath their nails?
Maybe he was just super nice with moves.
There was no physical evidence of either one of them fighting back.
They were both found in the fetal position.
Okay, if you were to do this, if he did do it, it would have been smart for him to kill Goldman first, right? Because he's the one who could stop him. So, let's say he killed Goldman first. I bet you 10-1, as a person, you're going to fight back, especially if it's someone you love. Which apparently they did.
So.
Yeah. A lot of times you see that. People will fight back.
If I'm with somebody, I mean, don't get me wrong. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but if I'm with somebody, and that's somebody that I know and love, and somebody else that I know loves me catches me with somebody else, and that person gets stabbed, I'm not going to try to fight as a small lady like Nicole was. I'm not going to try to fight a
So why
running
didn't she
back
run?
from the NFL.
Why didn't she run?
Exactly. Why didn't she run?
So
She tried to fight him.
Tell me how there's no defensive wounds on O.J. Simpson
He's
at all.
6'2", 230 pounds. He's a running
even
back.
if she like
he's a physical
scratched him
anomaly.
or not, or even when you
He was
when
wearing
he
a
stabbed.
tracksuit.
Okay,
He was full sleeved.
Why didn't
in a tracksuit?
the stabs? The first few stabs didn't kill him. Killed Goldman.
Okay.
Why didn't he at least get a good swipe in, or like at least a no, don't do it type?
I'm telling you, he's quick.
Still, there was absolutely nothing on O.J. Simpson's body. Nothing. There was no... Okay, so say he got cut with a knife, right? That would mean his skin would probably have to make contact with one of their skins. There was no evidence of the skin underneath his nails.
Maybe there wasn't...
There was no evidence...
Maybe it was a sneak kind of thing. Because they were caught in, like, the walkway between the sidewalk and entering her house, correct? So not entering the house, I'm saying, like, this is the house over here, this is the walkway. They were found, like, in the grass between the walkway, kind of, right?
Okay.
Maybe he just saw them two talking, and he's like, I can't, she's hoeing again. I gotta kill this guy. I don't know his thought process, I'm just saying.
There should still be
He just
something
walked up,
under
boom,
his nails.
stab.
Something. There's no way with all the blood... Oh, I guess you had the gloves on. So that... Never mind. He had
Exactly.
gloves on. That's why there was nothing under the nails.
He had gloves on when he was stabbing them, is that what you just said?
Yes. No, well,
Is
you know what I
is
mean.
that a position
This is
reversal?
hypo-
I
this is
know.
hypothetical.
I'm kidding.
That now, okay. So my fingertip, oh, now that doesn't fit. We throw that out. After I
I'm
jumped the
also
gun on
saying
that.
right now, it was either, I'm talking about, and I'm going to say it again, 6'2", 225 pounds, I think he was 225, 230 pounds, only 4 or 5 years removed from the National Football League,
But if someone's
where not
killing
only
you,
he
you
played-
still put up a fight.
unless
You
you,
don't
don't
just-
know, unless it's just like, oh yeah, I'm talking, stab!
There was no way he went stab, next person, Goldman, just back and forth. There's no way he did that.
But what if he was just walking up, stab, boom, now he's on the ground. Now he stabs
No.
Nicole again,
He
finishes him
stabbed
off.
him before. There's no If you're getting killed, like especially
They
if
were
he-
actually stabbed, they weren't just throats cut. They were stabbed
they were
between the
stabbed.
torso.
Yeah, I know they. The way it was explained was he was stabbed before Goldman was stabbed in like the torso or thigh before he was stabbed in the neck. So if he did what you just said, where he stabbed Goldman first, then took out Nicole.
Jake. He's on the ground.
Okay, but
Take
think
out
it's
Nicole, Jake.
okay. But think of it. This knife wasn't very thick. It was
Probably a kitchen
nothing.
knife.
No, it wasn't a kitchen knife. It was a legit.
We don't
knife.
know.
It-
How, they don't know.
Oh no, that's right.
They didn't find the knife. They still haven't found the knife.
But the way the wounds were, it wasn't a very big knife. Let's put it that way. So just that one stab.
If you ever hit yourself with a thumbtack, you know it doesn't have to be.
I mean, sure, it hurts, but at that time, when someone stabs you, your adrenaline kicks in, and you're gonna put up a fight for your life, no matter who you are.
I don't know. I don't know that. I'm not a forensic psychologist or forensic scientist.
But that's just
if
that's
you
just
get
psychology.
stabbed
That's
in
just
the
normal
fucking
psychology.
Stomach, you're gonna fall out.
I'm gonna put up a fight. I would have if
But
I
you
saw
don't.
someone
I'm
come up
saying,
with
like,
me.
you don't know that. I know that you're
The
very
adrenaline-
Tough. I know that you're very tough.
It's
I
the
know that
adrenaline,
you're
though.
probably tougher than this individual. I'm just saying, if you're walking up, well, everything's great, it's real nice out. Stab. You don't know if you are gonna fall out. You don't know if you're gonna try to fight. You know, he's not. You see in the movies where. The movie Lone Survivor, the guy had been shot like 6 times. He'd been stabbed, and he's still fighting.
It's
That's a
adrenaline.
rarity.
It
That's
is
an outline.
but just one stab. It's
To
just,
have
it's
your
the
adrenaline, he was probably in shock. I just got fucking stabbed. Not only did I just get stabbed, I just got stabbed by the Heisman Trophy winning Hall of Fame running back.
Oh, so that's what you're thinking when you're
Orenthal
getting
James
stabbed by
Simpson. He's
him.
like, oh!
Oh my god, it's a running
Okay.
back. Just keep stabbing me.
But no, not even. I'm just saying, if I get stabbed, it's crazy enough. And if I look at the stabber and it's someone famous, if I'm walking along and Tom Cruise stabs me, I'm going to have a lot of weird thoughts going on in my head. Not necessarily just being associated with, I just got stabbed.
I don't
He's
think it matters who it is.
Hugely famous. It would be like if Adrian. Oh, I can't say Adrian Beatty because he was caught up in some stuff. I don't want to say a name. I'm just saying it would be like somebody famous stabbing somebody.
Okay. I don't see fame. If I see someone...
Well, you weren't the one who died. And you
Okay.
do see fame.
Not really.
I
don't
could
go
put you in the
crazy.
same room as Donald Trump, and I can understand that you would be different than you are talking with me right
No,
now.
I wouldn't.
I know you would.
No.
But
I might be a little
The
bit more.
president
I
of the
might be
United-
more respectful
The
for the
Pope?
office.
the Pope.
I'd still say what I have to say. I mean, there's nothing I really have to say to the Pope. I'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" Or,
Have you ever
"Hey,
met
how's it
anybody
going?"
like A-list celebrity like that?
I mean, I met celebrities.
It's weird.
Not really.
You don't say
just
what you
treat
think
them
you're
like
going to say.
normal people.
You don't, though. I would think I met a lot of celebrities going to Magic games and stuff like that. You don't say what you think you would say, and you don't nearly have the amount of guts you think you would have. Just like people say, I would have no problem shooting somebody if they came in our house. Okay, here's a gun. Now you're
If
thinking different.
somebody came in my house,
I
with a
know,
weapon,
and I say the same thing you do. I'm just saying, it's different when it's happening to you. You
I'm
ever
a
work
very-
out an
okay.
argument with somebody in your head, and then you go to argue with them, and it does not turn out the way
no,
you
because
thought
normally
it?
my arguments, I
Oh,
don't
well,
work
that's
on.
not
I don't
good.
plan my arguments.
That's
and then
not
go
good.
Do it.
Okay, yeah.
No, I've met famous people before, and I treat they just because they want to be treated like normal people.
Okay, it depends on in which you're meeting them, in the area in which you're meeting them.
Okay, give me an area and give me a person.
You're just walking up, hey, Mr. President, it's great to meet you, thank you so much. Or, fucking Mr. President, you just stabbed me. That's different. You're gonna react differently.
Okay, first off, there are way too many Secret Service for that to happen.
Okay, I want to pour it out to any. I want to say to any government agencies that are listening to this. I have no intention. I would never do anything like that. That was only hypothetical. I was not singling out this sitting president. I was only using that as an example. I have
there they are.
I have the utmost respect for anybody holding high office. I was only using that as an example. But you know what I mean? You're just walking along and you just get stabbed by a Heisman Trophy. If Reggie Bush stabs me
Okay, it was
tomorrow,
also late at night, so I really doubt he was able to tell who it
and
was.
I don't mean anything this, but O.J. Simpson's black, so it's dark.
And apparently he was wearing dark clothes, too.
As has been spotted by people. Didn't his neighbor spot him?
What?
Didn't his neighbor say that he was arriving late, acting weird at the house or something like that?
Okay, you know, we're going to the timeline now.
Go to
Because I know where you're leading.
I'm gonna load the timeline too. Make sure you're not skipping anything.
So,
I know how you are. You're a skipper.
okay, let's start at this. 9:36 p.m., Simpson, wearing a black sweatsuit, is seen by Cato Kalin.
Who his neighbor? That's his neighbor.
Okay, so that was at 9:36. 9:30 to 9:45, Charlie Cale, walking his dog by Simpson's Rockingham residence, does not see the Bronco.
Which hold on, which would mean that he was somewhere else. He was doing something else.
And at that time, it doesn't say here, it says on another one. But I believe he was out with, where'd that other timeline go I have? Do you know where that timeline was?
10:15 to 10:40 is when the murder took place.
Yeah, hold up.
That's
Here it is.
That's what it says on this list. 10:15 to 10:40 is when it could have taken place.
Okay, so between 9:30 and 9:45 was when Charles Cale walked by Simpson's Rockingham residence and did not see the Bronco. At approximately, at 9:45, Kalin and Simpson return home.
At what time?
9:45.
Okay.
So he could have just missed them.
At 10:22 to 10:30, limo driver Alan Park, scheduled to take Simpson to the airport, pulled up at his house and did not see the Bronco at the house.
Okay.
If you had just murdered somebody and there was blood all over you, like you were saying earlier, if you just murdered someone, there'd be blood all over you, and you got into a car and began to drive with bloody gloves, there would be blood all over your car, would there not?
Okay.
Maybe it was somewhere being cleaned. Maybe it was somewhere being dumped before he could have a chance to come back to clean it.
10:15. Okay, but then let's see. 10:50. Okay. So at this point, again, 10:15 was the prosecution's, and then 10:40 was the defense's. 10:40 makes a little bit more sense on the timeline.
There you go. 10:50, white or light-colored Bronco observed at the intersection of Bundy and Dorothy, which
Okay.
Bundy is the street that it was on.
Okay.
Bundy is the street that Nicole's house was on where the murder took place.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay.
Because I got a point here.
10:50 or 10:51, Cato Kalin hears three thumbs on his outside wall of his room.
Okay.
10:54, Alan Park sees a man wearing dark clothes, about 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, walk across the driveway of the Simpson residence. 10:55, Simpson lies to Alan Park, says he was doing something.
That's not very.
That's
that
ambiguous.
he
I know
was
that he's
this
ambiguous.
because is trying to say that he's guilty.
Okay.
So that's why it says he's